My name is Tamsin Gilbert. I'm Research Network Producer at Common Ground Research Networks. And with that, I think we could probably go ahead and get started. I will share my screen. Well, I will try to share my screen, just one moment. There we go. Could someone just give me a thumbs up that they can see my screen? Okay, just checking. And you can hear me okay? So this is cgscholar.com. If you haven't, and there are a number of ways that you can engage with the conference and get to the conference microsite. One is through the homepage of cgscholar.com. If you haven't logged in already, there will be a little login box up here in the top right, asking you to log in, and you will have a login from either registering for the conference or submitting your proposal. You would have had to create one during that process. There are a number of different ways to get to this conference microsite. One is through the homepage just here. One is, like I said, through cgscholar.com. So I could click here and it would take me to the microsite, or I can go ahead and click here, which will take me to my profile, which I want to actually go into first. If you click here and you end up in the microsite, the easiest way to get to your proposal from here, to your profile from here, is just to click on community there. So there are a number of different ways to get to your profile. Here you'll have a list of your community, so you'll be a member of the Organisation Studies community, and then you'll have a list of your peers. Each peer that you have has, oh, sorry, I'll just admit someone in, has a profile page like you do here, and you can look and see their latest information by clicking on their profile. If you wanted to update your profile, this little yellow golden bar here, you can just go down and click to profile there. And that's where you can edit your account settings. It is best to have your most up-to-date information there, because during the conference, and I'll show you this later, it's possible to click on your profile from the event schedule, so people can add you as a peer that way. So we recommend at this time, if you haven't already, to update your information there. It will also give you a list of your communities here. You might be a member of more than one community like me. But if I scroll down here to the Organisation Studies community, sorry, did I click it? Yes. We can, sorry, the internet here is a little slow. We can see that we're part of the Organisation Studies community here, and we can see all the latest updates and members who have joined and things like that. So that's where you can communicate there, and you can see the latest updates here too. Sorry, always when I've got people on Zoom, of course, the internet's slow, so we can see that there. Now, if I wanted to get to my profile, my presentation and the event microsite, I can do that a number of different ways from here. So either I can click on event, and that will take me to the conference here, which is the most recent conference because it's in chronological order. If I was going to, another conference later in the year, I might scroll down and find it this way. Another way is to just go to your name in the top right here and go down to your events. And here I can see that I'm registered. I don't have a proposal for the Organisation Studies conference, but if I did, it would list my proposal number right here. I can see my registration is paid, and I can download my receipt. If I had an accepted proposal, there would also be a download here that is a letter of invitation or a letter of acceptance that I could download there as well. If I want to just go to the general conference microsite, there's the about page here. This is a little bit of information about the conference. So what you can do here is read about the themes and link to information about the journals and the book imprint. One thing that I want to highlight as well is that you can download the delegate pack from here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that so that you can see. Now, this is information about the conference, including bios of the plenary speakers, information about the history of the conference. But one thing that is important, and we know that I'm going to scroll down to show you, is a list of all the presenters and the presentation titles for the conference. This is a PDF download, and this is useful for people who might need it for to show their institutions and things like that. We are going to publish a proceedings after this, after following the conference, but for now, this is information about the session types, information about the history of the conference, information about the special events taking place in the conference that I'll go into later, and also a list of presenters and participants. At the end of this delegate pack is also the information I'm giving you today. So it's a PDF guide to the CG Scholar conference and microsite. So if you need a handy guide for that there, it's just downloadable on the About page. Now, I haven't submitted a proposal, as I said before, but if I wanted to submit it, I would do it here. And if you do have a proposal, it will appear there as well. That is at the bottom of the page where you would be able to upload your digital media for the themed paper presentations, or upload your digital poster, or any type of digital media at the bottom of that proposal page. If you have any troubles with uploading your digital media, I am going to put my email address in the chat. And John, I can see you have a question there. I'll get to that in just a moment. And you can send me an email about your digital media. If I wanted to find information about my registration, I could download my receipt there and see, you know, the details of what I've registered for. Presentations is a tab. I'll go a little bit more into following in just a moment. I'm not following any presentations at the moment, but I will show you how to follow presentations. And this will be where you would find a list of your following the presentations that you're following. Featured presentations are the presentations done by our emerging scholars. We have a great emerging scholar program. The emerging scholars at this conference will act as discussants and sort of facilitators on the discussion panels. They'll be in there asking questions, watching the digital media, attending the plenary sessions, and participating in the live events. So if you want to, you can access easily the emerging scholar presentations there. They're the ones that are featured. We have a number of yearly annual themes for this research network. One of them is the value of culture and demand and change, but we also have a special focus for this year, and that's rethinking organizational resilience. If you are particularly interested in one of the themes, you can find a listing of the theme of the presentations that are under that theme here. So if I wanted to scroll down, I could see all the presentations that are under this theme here. And then by type, if I've seen a presentation that I think is interesting and I can't remember the title of it, or but I know it's a poster presentation, I could go to by type. This is all the themed paper presentations here. And oh, there's the poster session I was looking for. I was looking for Susan's. So say I'm interested in Susan's presentation, what I can do there is click on the title and I'll be able to read her abstract there. I can then in the top right follow that presentation. If I want it to appear in my following tab. And if she hasn't uploaded any digital media for this one, what I can do is I can go ahead and request that she uploads it by clicking that button right there. And so then what has happened now is this presenter has been notified of my request to upload digital media. I'll go back to the presentations tab here. So now we can see that because I requested that digital media, I'm following Susan's presentation, so that if I want to go back to it, I can easily see when she uploads the digital media. Any piece of digital media that you request, when it is uploaded by that delegate, you will receive an email letting you know that that person has uploaded a piece of digital media. If I also wanted to read about Susan's interests and research, I could click on her name there and it would give me her information here. I can see that she's at the University of Chicago and that she's a member of these different communities, and I can go ahead and add her as a peer too, so that we can communicate. I'll go back here. The last tab is sort of self-explanatory, alphabetical. Oops, I'm sorry, I made my screen a little bigger. This is the special events tab. If we were having a blended conference, this would be where you would sign up for a conference dinner. This would be where you would sign up for a tour. For this conference, because it's online only, it's where you sign up for sessions like this, where we get an idea of numbers and who might be attending. So today we have the online engagement session, which we're in now. In about an hour and 45 minutes from now, we have the online Think and Drink welcome reception. And I'll show you how to access the information for that coming up now. We also have the closing talking circle, which is on Saturday. Now I really want to get into this event schedule here. So this is what we call the event schedule. There's a little bit of information here about navigating the schedule, a little bit of information on the difference between an in-person blended and an online only event schedule. Here we are on the first conference day. As I mentioned, we have a number of different emerging scholars for this conference, and they've each uploaded a different introductory video to let us learn a little bit about them. So if I wanted to write a welcome or something to them there, I could click on discussion from the overview there, or I could join the discussion. And I can write here, welcome emerging scholars. Oh, I'm just gonna admit someone in from the waiting room. So I'll go back to the event schedule here, and that will take me to the first day. Here we are in the online engagement session. If I wanted to go straight to the discussion board, I could click that discuss here. But if I wanted to read a little bit more about that session, I could go ahead and click the overview title there. I can see that this has had 86 engagements, and that means that 86 people have clicked on the link to read this description here. If I wanted to join the discussion here, I would just click discussion tab at the top, or like I said before, the discussion button at the bottom, or the discussion button here. The Think and Drink welcome reception is coming up, like I said, in about an hour and 45 minutes. This is a really nice informal introductory session where we go around and introduce ourselves, talk a little bit about what you might be presenting in the conference, the special focus. We do allow everyone to go around and introduce themselves. This is the time where we like to put the links for our presentation pages in the chat so that if anyone's interested, they can go ahead and follow your presentation. We also have a welcome video here from our research network chair, Dr. Stover. He will be in the session with us in about an hour. Once again, if you wanted to join or write a welcome message there, you could go ahead and do that on the discussion board. I'm going to go back here. We do have a number of Spanish language sessions that take place here at the conference. If you speak Spanish and want to visit those sessions, you're more than welcome. We just have a little tab here to show those Spanish language sessions, and you can watch the digital media for those Spanish language sessions by flicking over to the Spanish language tab. I'm going to go back to English now, just so that I don't confuse myself. So that we can see tomorrow morning, we have 2 plenary sessions, one by Dr. Allen and one by Dr. Stober. These sessions will be live on Zoom. There's a description of the session there, as well as the title, and the Zoom link. It's the same Zoom link throughout the whole conference if you happen to get confused, but it's there for you. You can join the discussion. Following the session, there will be the video recording down here if you aren't able to attend live. And we do send an email when that is online and ready for you. Now we're getting into the themed panels. So all the themed paper presentations, poster sessions are asynchronous, meaning that there is no time and Zoom date for those. You would have received many emails by now asking you to upload your digital media. So these themed panels rely on digital media. This one is themed around the idea with an emphasis on education. And as you can see, it says asynchronous session. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sessions have one discussion board. So what we can see here is that I can go straight to the discussion board, or by clicking on the title, emphasis on education there, I can go ahead and see the descriptions of each one of those presentations in the panel. Each of the presentations, if they have uploaded their digital media, will have a small view digital media button here. I can see that this person has not uploaded their digital media. So what I can do there is go ahead and click on that. And if I go down to the bottom, like I showed you before, I've already requested, I think this must have been one that I did before, but there'll be a button here for you to request the digital media. Now, I'm very interested in Alan's presentation here, the new normal. So I want to go ahead and view the digital media for that one. I can see that it's had 112 engagements. I want to read the abstract. I might go ahead and add these 3 presenters as my peers. I can then go ahead and watch the presentation. And if I want to, I can go back and I can watch this presentation as well. And I might see some great connections between those presentations. They might be really, this one's an MP4 file and also a PDF. And from there, I might say, oh, wow, I can really see how Tessa's presentation linked to Alan's, and I want to ask them both a question. So I'm going to go ahead and go down to the discussion board and write my question in here. All the presenters in that themed panel will receive emails when there's comments or discussion in the discussion board. And if you follow that presentation, that one of those presentations as well, which I said before, I can go ahead and click follow. Then I'll receive emails about that as well. Trying to think if I've missed anything here in that section. As you can see, I just followed that presentation, so it appears as green here. Leadership in focus. And so then each one of the themed paper presentations, I can see here is an innovation showcase. And that person has also uploaded their digital media. I'm going to scroll down. So we have those 2 plenary sessions tomorrow. And then on day 2, we have 1 more plenary session plus the closing talking circle. The closing talking circle is a really nice session. And it's a way for delegates to come together and talk about what they might have seen in the plenary sessions, what they might have watched, whose digital media they might have seen over the last couple of days, and just sort of reflect about the ideas that they've discussed in the last few days, as well as a special focus. So it's sort of a reflective discussion there. It's a nice session. I just thought of something else that I had forgotten to mention, but of course that's gone from my mind now. What I might do is have a look in the discussion board here. Oops, I've just followed someone. I'm going to stop the sharing and sorry, forgive me. I'm just going to stop the sharing there. So John, you've asked where are the times for our presentations. Themed paper presentations are asynchronous. So you will be required to upload a piece of digital media as your presentation. Now, this piece of digital media could be a video recording of you presenting, much like I'm sort of doing now. It could be a voiceover on a PowerPoint presentation. It can be a embedded video. So you could upload that video to YouTube or Vimeo and then put the embed link in there to upload that. But if you wanted to stay online after the session, I can perhaps show you how to do that. And if you need more information or clarification on that, I hope that helps. Okay, great, John. I'll speak to you in a minute.
I also,
sorry, go ahead, Angelica.
I also sent a link of his asynchronous presentation on a chat.
Okay, great. That's great. And so then what I can do is I can show you how you can go ahead and upload that. One thing that a lot of people seem to find as an easy method to do this is to simply open a Zoom chat with yourself and record it that way, and then upload it to YouTube or Vimeo and embed it, or upload it oh geez, I need more coffee today. Upload it as an MP4 file. So you can do that too. Does anyone else have any questions? You can go ahead. John, did you just want to unmute yourself to ask your question rather than write it in the chat?
Yeah, I was unaware. Can you hear me, Tamsin?
Yep, I can hear you.
Where are you, by the way? Are you in New Zealand?
Well, no, I'm not. I'm Australian, but I'm currently in Champaign, Illinois. So
Lovely.
it does sound like I'm in New Zealand, doesn't it?
Okay. I was a little bit surprised to find there are no actual times where I present, that it's this, you video and then set it up. Is this the normal practice for this conference?
Yes, we have been doing this for the last couple of years. I'll tell you why we do it. This conference is truly an international conference. It was supposed to be held in New Zealand, as you know, but we also have a number of delegates in the UK, in Europe, in South Africa, in Asia, and in the US. And as we found over the last couple of years is that there is no ultimate time zone and it's hard. We value theming the papers based on the concepts and ideas rather than theming them around a time zone. So what we're trying to do, and what the discussion boards do, become quite a vibrant place. And that should start over the next couple of days as people get online and start to watch the videos. But yeah, this is something, we do have the live sessions, which are the plenary sessions and the, special sessions like the closing talking circle and the think and drink. But the themed panels, the poster presentations, the parallel sessions are all asynchronous.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any questions? I'm just looking at people's names here to see in the chat if there's any questions. Okay, doesn't seem that we do. So then what I might do is I'll stay online with you, John, and I can show you, I'll share my screen again and I'll show you your presentation page and where you can upload that. And don't be too stressed if you have any worries about uploading or anything. I've put my email in the chat there. So if you do have a file that you're having trouble with in any way, feel free to write me an email and we can get that uploaded as well. I'll just show John how to do that, and anyone else who wants to, they can stay on just to see that as an example. But if not, we'll happily see you in the Think and Drink in about an hour and a half. So John, what I'm going to do, oh, sorry, I closed the window. That was your screen. I'm going to share my screen. So this is from my perspective, but what you'll see with yours, when you go here to submit a proposal, you'll see your profile page and it'll look like this, right? When you scroll to the bottom, oh, I can see you've uploaded a PowerPoint presentation. Oh. Yeah, so it's the same way that you upload the PowerPoint presentation that you would upload a video. And you could also do another thing, which is adding audio to your PowerPoint presentation. In those links that I put in the chat, which I'm just going to bring up here, there is one that is about digital media. So you'll see here, and that sort of gives you a little bit more information about creating your digital media, adding a file to a proposal, how to create a virtual poster or presentation, adding your video to your proposal. So I've just put that link again in the chat if you have any issues with that.
Thanks, Tamsin.
No worries. And like I said, feel free to send me an email. Feel free to send me an email. I think perhaps the easiest way to do it might be, John, now just to open up a Zoom link with yourself and press record at the bottom, and that'll save it as an MP4 file, and you'll be able to add it just as that MP4 file to your presentation page.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do.
And then in collaboration, and in collaboration with that, they've already got your PowerPoint as well. So they could, the person viewing it could even see both at the same time, and then have those two pieces of digital media together, which I think would be great.
Okay.
All right. Reach out to me if you have any other questions, and I hope you can join us in a little while for the Think and Drink. I don't know what time it is where you are. Maybe you want a tea, maybe you want a coffee, maybe you want a beer. For the
I'm going to have a beer.
Yeah, that sounds great. All right, everyone. Well, have a nice day, and we'll see you in about an hour and a half.
Next time, so.
Bye.